we did it. We fucking did it, didn't we? Firstly, I want to sit down and just show how grateful I am for this moment, to be honest with you. I'm very grateful for this prep in itself. I'm very grateful for the support that I've had, not only from Victoria, who's been absolutely incredible. The support from you guys as well has been absolutely crazy, especially on the recent YouTube video as well, where all the comments are just so fucking positive. And so, yeah, it's made me feel really grateful to be able to showcase and share my journey on YouTube, because it's very, very weird, and I'm not gonna get too deep. YouTube is a way of expressing myself. It's a way of just being me, and I don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks about me, whether you like me, whether you don't like me, whether you agree with the things that I say, whether you don't. At the end of the day, it's me, and this is how I want to do it. So we are the winner of the PCA Yorkshire Short Class Classic Division, and I've got two little I've got a little gold medal thing here as well, which is nice, and I've got a little participation one as well, which is brilliant. So I'm actually going to take these off, because as you can hear, they're clunky and annoying as fuck, to be honest with you. So I'm going to take these off. God, don't fucking drop it, Georgie boy. Jesus, I nearly did that when I got it. I nearly just dropped it. That would have just been all over, to be honest with you. Little recap. I prepped spontaneously. It wasn't meant to prep this year. In fact, I was meant to prep next year, but I did a little diet, and Vicky was like, oh, you're looking quite lean, George, and why do you enter a show? And I was like, I'm not too sure, because every prep that I've done before this prep has always been like planned to the absolute fucking T. My mind hasn't been in that prep sort of zone. Competitors, like preppy people, will understand that. Preppy people, it's not the right term, but we'll run with it. So I've kind of gone like, well, I haven't really treated this like a prep, so I'm a little bit apprehensive about going into this with that sort of mindset, because every single prep before has always been engraved from day number one, and if you go off plan like I did throughout this prep, it means you're a fucking shit bodybuilder. You don't want it bad enough. So we decided to prep ideally about 8 weeks before the show that I did. Fast track. We came in and we did it. You know, we pushed the boundaries. Every aspect in terms of physical, emotional, and challenged myself in ways that I've never done before. And this prep is different to other preps that I've done. This prep has hugely allowed me to reflect upon my value, who I want to become as a man. And you may have seen in the recent YouTube video as well, I spoke about this a little bit more. For me, it's not about this. It's not about all this sort of stuff that comes with winning and competing. What this prep has been about for me is about growing as a human, becoming a better person. This year has been a pretty hard year for me. Obviously, I've been very open about my addiction. I've been very open about how that's affected myself, the people around me, the sort of vicious circle that I've been going in or going around in the last probably 10 years of my life, to be totally honest with you. But this prep has honestly given me hope. It's given me a drive, and I've kind of got a bit spiritual about this prep as well, because I think me winning this and doing what I did, which I didn't think I would do, has kind of like given me like a stepping stone to say, George, look, sort your fucking shit out. This is the reward for the efforts and the hard work that you've put in with the areas that you want to improve upon your life. Like, at the end of the day, I don't really care about this. This is not important to me. What's important to me is that I've really learned so much about myself. I've become more of the man that I want to be and I want to display for myself as a family man, as a boyfriend as well. It's given me an opportunity to work on the things that I've really wanted to work upon, and I can generally say, hand on heart, like, this is by far the happiest that I've been within myself, and I'm really looking forward to a bright future of where and I'm getting fucking really deep here, and I'm 5 minutes into it, I'm getting really deep, but I'm up to a point now where I'm really like just wanting to be better, wanting to be a better man, wanting to be better in all aspects. And this last week I've just really sort of taken a step back and reflected upon that, hence why I've not really posted a YouTube video yet, because I've just wanted to be in that moment. And as we guys know, prep is a very selfish thing. It's very dedicated to your whole day, going to the gym, eating your meals, and making sure you don't fucking stress yourself out too much. I've really used this week to sort of step back and sort of reevaluate everything and reflect. And I've wanted to sit down and sort of share that with you guys as well. So yeah, diving into it. So I was umming and ahhing about whether I should do classic bodybuilding, because I've never thought I was a classic bodybuilder. I always thought I was too small, and my definition of classic wasn't me. me. So going into this, I was very apprehensive about that. And I remember going to my tanning the night before, and I went back to there was at a gym, and it was upstairs, and I walked in and I saw all these guys, and I was like, what the fuck have I got myself into? And then I went to my tanning the next following morning, where I was with all the competitors that were competing in the classic division, and I was looking at him and going, he's much bigger than me, he's got better shape, and I was thinking, this is going to be a shit day. This is really going to be a shit day. But I sort of took a step back from that and gone, you know what, I'm bringing the best version of myself. It's that you versus you mentality. You know, it sounds so hippie, sounds so cringy, but I'm going in knowing that I was better than what I was in 2022. Like, I'm 7 kilos up in scale weight. I look the best I've ever looked in my whole entire life, and what will be, what will be. And generally, this prep has probably been the most enjoyable prep that I've done. It's my third prep now. It's the most enjoyable, most relaxed prep that I've ever done, physically and mentally. Now, I think definitely with years underneath my belt, I've got to a point where I understand my body, I know what to do, I know what to expect, all that sort of stuff. But generally, I went into this one with zero pressure. The goal for this prep was just to see where I was at. Obviously, it's my first ever assisted show, untested show, if you want to call it that, because there will be naturals in the show. And I just wanted to see where I lie against people that are a lot bigger than me. Because once you dive into using steroids, you're a very small fish in a big pond. And when I was back competing in the UKDFBA, the BNBF, I always knew that I was going to place top 3 and do fairly well. Like a lot of you guys have followed me from my natural days, and not boosting my own ego or anything, but I was, you know, one of the natural sort of guys. You know, you'd mentioned sort of me, maybe, probably not, in that sort of category, right? So stepping into the enhanced aspect of things, you know, there's so many more people that have had so many years underneath their belt, are willing to do whatever it takes to get to that sort of goal. And for me, I don't want to do whatever it takes to get to that goal. What I'm doing is I just want to be a better version of myself and learn on the way and showcase that through expressing myself on YouTube. So I came into this with no pressure, and I just said, what will be, what will be. I know what I need to improve upon, which is clearly more muscle, but let's just see where we sort of stand. And honestly, when I was stepping on stage, I was like, center stage here. And they were moving people about, and I was sort of like waiting to be moved on towards the outside, because I thought there were a few guys that were a lot bigger than me, and I thought that they're going to be put in the middle, but I generally didn't move. And when I was looking at the judges when I was on stage, I was like, they're all fucking looking at me. I was like, why are they looking at me so much? Like, they're going to move me? What the fuck are they going to do? You know, it's always hard. You always kind of like run through your head when you're on stage. Are they looking at me? What are they thinking? All this sort of stuff. And I held center stage throughout, and I was like, okay, this is weird. And I texted Vicky afterwards. I was like, what do you think? And she was like, yeah, top 3. And I was like, fucking hell, top 3 in my first PCA show. That's fucking really, really good. And then after that, we came back out after our individual posing routines, which, by the way, I fucking massively freestyled that. I didn't even practice my posing. I just freestyled it, to be honest with you. Got halfway through that posing routine, and I was like, fuck, I've not practiced here. Right, do a few poses, do a few transitions, and I kind of felt like a bit of a tit in my head, so I definitely need to improve on that next time. And then they did the call outs, and I was like, right, okay, you know, calling out the top 5, okay, cool, yeah, waiting for the Georgie boy to be announced. Okay, here we go, 3rd, fucking 4th, here we go, probably 4th. And it got to 3rd, and I was like, okay. And then I thought, right, I'll check my number 27, I thought I'll check that. 2nd place, and I was like, no. Check my number again, and yeah, number 27, George. And I looked at Vicky in the crowd. I was like, what the actual fuck? I've actually won. I didn't think I won. And honestly, it was it was a really good feeling, to be honest with you. It wasn't one of the best feelings I've ever had in the world, but it was one really good feeling that I had, which kind of, it was a sense of like relief, because the hard work obviously pays off, but more so like came so far in terms of like the mental aspect of things, that I was just like, right, you know, the hard work and these efforts have actually, you know, rewarded. And like I said, minus whatever it is, it's a case of like, you know, I've actually really seen some big improvements in myself, and it's the first time in a very long time that I've actually been, you know, happy within myself and who I am as a person and who I want to become. And that's really given me the urge to continue growing and continue being better. So this prep is being exceptional, you know. And I go back to actually what I was going to say. I went into the overall, and I was like, right, okay, let's stand next to the biggest guy on stage, because I want to see kind of where I stand against this 6'5" monster who probably had about 50, 60 kilos of scale weight on. And I watched the video back and I was like, oh my fucking God, like why did I stand next to this guy? He's so much fucking bigger than me. But to be fair, it was a close call, I reckon. Obviously he clearly won because he was a lot bigger than me, but symmetry and balance wise, I presented what I wanted to bring on stage, which was the Georgie boy conditioning. I'm not the biggest, I'm never gonna be the biggest, I'm never gonna have the most muscle, but what I can bring is some very good dry conditioning, which I would arguably say was one of the most conditioned people in that show, especially in the men's categories. And that's something that I take a lot of pride of, because that's where I play to my strength. So yeah, I was very happy with the balance of the physique, and my posing, even though I didn't really pose, practice posing was pretty good, to be honest with you. So I think it's just a skill element that I've had. But I wanted to just sit down and just reflect upon it and just say, look, you know, anything is possible when you put your mind to it. And you know, I absolutely love bodybuilding. It's my life, it's my career, it's something that I really want to just continue expanding upon, and it complements my life, it complements who I am as a person with my rare OCDness, my ADHD. You know, bodybuilding complements that. And one thing that I'll say to anyone listening to this right now who wants to maybe achieve things like this, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Change requires change. You know, I've got a tattoo on my arm which I really stand by. It says, if not me, who? If not now, when? And that's something that I really sort of fucking need to knock that over again. If that's something that I stand by in terms of my life, and you know, you can accomplish more than if you put your mind to it. And if you love something, don't ever let someone hold you back from doing that, and do whatever you need to do to become a better version of yourself. But do not neglect the fundamental key important things in your life. You know, I'll go back to 2022 when I finished my prep and started using steroids. I was willing to do whatever to get to that goal, to get massive. I was willing to sacrifice everything. Now, that's the last thing I want to do. Right now, I want to give back. I want to be in that moment. I want to share these experiences, these moments with Vicky, and my appreciation and my love for her and all the help that she's given me over the prep and over the years that I've known her. And that's going to make me a better man. That's going to make me a better human. And generally, that's how progression occurs. You know, it's not just about making progress with your physique. It's about making progress mentally, spiritually, all these sort of things. And I feel like I've finally sort of grown up a bit, to be honest with you, and started to become the person that I want to be. So yeah, I'm truly thankful and grateful for this prep. It's given me an opportunity to build. It's given me an opportunity to work forward with things that I've really wanted to improve upon in my life. I can't wait. So what's Georgie's plans right now? Well, Georgie's plans is I've taken a step back. I'm just relaxing a little bit. I've got loads of competitors competing. We're going to Denmark in the next couple of weeks for a client show, which is crazy. So be on the lookout for some travel vlogs coming. I've been eating some good food. I've been just relaxing and just enjoying training and just freestyling things. But my plan of action now is I've accomplished more than what I thought I would accomplish in this prep. I'm going to transition into an off season. I'm going to get growing, and I'm going to come back next year and I'm going to be fucking better. And me and Vicky are going to compete again together as a team, representing BORNE coaching, coming in and doing our best and standing for what our values are in terms of coaches, people. And we're going to showcase that on YouTube. We're going to showcase that on the Instagram and all that sort of stuff. So lastly, a big thank you to you guys who have supported me. A big thank you to my family who came up, you know, to watch me, you know, 4-hour drive to come watch me on stages. And I'm very grateful for that. It was an emotional one, but a very proud moment that I can put this with my trophies that I've collected over the years and look back on. And same with the YouTube video, you know, it's something that I can look back on in years to come. So sending all my love, guys. Be on the lookout for some vlogs. I promise you the vlogs are going to be better than ever. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I think we're at 48,000 subscribers now, which is cool. Thank you for all your support, and let's keep growing together as a team, both physically, mentally, spiritually. And I'm going to leave it with a swear word. Fucking have some of that. Let's get it.